Not only is Amy Sherman-Palladino's favorite Gilmore Girls episode an encapsulation of everything fans love about the show, but it has many elements that a potential Season 9 could incorporate to fix the maligned revival. The reason Gilmore Girls has endured for as long as it has is because of creator Sherman-Palladino's blend of heartfelt relationships, whip-smart humor, and its cozy, comforting tone. At the center of it all is Lorelai and Rory's loving mother-daughter dynamic, as full of love and care as it is witty banter. This is why we all rejoiced when the sequel miniseries, Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life, was released on Netflix in 2016. Unfortunately, A Year in the Life was seen as a flop throughout the fandom, namely because of Rory's frustrating struggles, the weird way it dealt with Luke and Lorelai's relationship, and overall not having the magic of the original series. But with ASP and the Gilmore Girls cast potentially open to returning for Season 9, there's a way to right the ship, and we need look no further than the creator's favorite episode. Amy Sherman-Palladino's favorite Gilmore Girls episode is They Shoot Gilmores, Don't They? It embraces everything Gilmore Girls is all about. When Amy Sherman-Palladino was asked to choose a favorite Gilmore Girls episode, she singled out a few, including Season 2's The Road Trip to Harvard and Season 5's Wedding Bell Blues, but her first response was the beloved Season 3, Episode 7, They Shoot Gilmores, Don't They? Via Elite Daily, it centers around the fan-favorite Stars Hollow Festival, the 24-hour dance marathon, in which the town residents split up into pairs and compete to see who can dance for an entire day straight. Lorelai is desperate for her and Rory to beat reigning champion Kirk. The episode has everything a Gilmore Girls fan could want. It's packed full of Stars Hollow quirk, pop culture references, and Lauren Graham and Alexis Bledel's chemistry is at its peak. Plus, it's full of Rory relationship drama in the best way possible. Sexual tension has been simmering between her and Jess, and it hasn't gone unnoticed by Dean. No longer able to stand it, Dean breaks up with Rory in front of everybody, crushing her but opening the door for her to be with Jess. They Shoot Gilmores has a perfect ending, with one of the sweetest Lorelai and Rory moments, in which mother comforts her crying daughter on the dance floor as Kirk takes a victory lap with his trophy, having won the competition for the 5th consecutive year. This Gilmore Girls episode showcased the best of Lorelai and Rory's relationship. A YITL split them up, while They Shoot Gilmores kept them together. The show is called Gilmore Girls for a reason, and that's because the most important thing about it is the relationship between the titular characters. A big thing A Year in the Life was missing was the sweet dynamic between Lorelai and Rory. Sure, they had plenty of scenes together, but Lorelai and Rory's main storylines, which were unsatisfying and made little sense, were completely separate. Rory was flailing in her career and love life while Lorelai and Luke awkwardly tried to figure out their next step as she mourned the loss of her father. They Shoot Gilmores, Don't They? Is the exact opposite, as Lorelai and Rory are together throughout the majority of the episode as dance partners. Their mile-a-minute banter has never been fresher, and their physical comedy as they tried to outdance Kirk was in top form, and with cute vintage dresses to boot. But the best moment between them came at the very end, for as deeply as Lorelai yearned to finally take the crown of the 24-hour dance marathon, none of that mattered when she saw Rory heartbroken and crying. Lorelai showed why she was a great mom in that moment, and Rory knew she was safe to let herself be vulnerable, and it's scenes like this that are why Gilmore Girls is so special. A Year in the Life didn't have They Shoot Gilmore's blend of comedy and drama. The Gilmore Girls revival fell flat on both counts. They Shoot Gilmores, Don't They? Perfectly encapsulates Gilmore Girls' signature blend of hilarious comedy and grounded drama. Much of the show's humor comes from the wacky residents of Stars Hollow, which is on full display at the dance marathon. We get to see Taylor, Miss Patty, and more, and Kirk manages to take a break from his many jobs to hold on to his crown. While all these characters turn up in A Year in the Life, it felt more like the revival was ticking boxes as opposed to incorporating them into organic, enthralling storylines. It also would have been more fun if we had a zany festival that Stars Hollow residents rallied around. Sure, there was Stars Hollow, the musical, but that felt more like the miniseries showing off how many Broadway stars they could get rather than honoring the Gilmore Girls supporting characters we fell in love with. Outside of this, much of the humor in Itel was mean-spirited or just fell flat. But They Shoot Gilmores wasn't all levity and silliness. There was real drama here, as it was the big public breakup between Rory and Dean. Sure, it was a long time coming, and we all collectively breathed a sigh of relief that we wouldn't have to put up with Dean's possessiveness any longer, but that didn't mean our hearts didn't break for Rory at losing her first love. In contrast, though there were some sweet dramatic moments in A Year in the Life, many were way too serious, which didn't jive with its unsuccessful attempts at comedy. A major Rory relationship moment happened in They Shoot Gilmores, whereas the revival saw her floundering in her love life. For as sad as Rory was that she and Dean were over, the breakup was bittersweet because it meant that she could finally be with Jess. Of Rory's main Gilmore Girls boyfriends, many fans are Team Jess. Their chemistry is electric, he matches her on an intellectual level, and he never wants her to be anyone other than herself, whereas Dean and Logan both want their personal idealized version of Rory. Sure, when Rory and Jess do date, it's a disaster, but in They Shoot Gilmores, Don't They, their relationship is a blank page, which is beyond thrilling. However, Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life completely botched Rory's romances, and it was one of the revival's most loathed storylines. We were so proud of Rory for turning down Logan's proposal to pursue her dreams at the end of the original show, so for her to be having an affair with him while he's engaged in Ital made us want to scream into a void. The fact that Rory also has a boyfriend whom she constantly forgets about also shows that she's regressed in terms of romance. Then there's the Jess of it all. Many fans wanted Rory and Jess to end up together in Ital, but given how untethered Rory is in all aspects of her life, it wouldn't have worked. Still, their scenes together were some of the revival's best, and they haven't lost an ounce of their chemistry.